Mark Anthony there. To keep an eye on the temple. Because you can look down into the temple, you make sure those Jews aren't doing something bad, right? And this is what they did. If you read Centurion, that's what they were doing in Centurion. They're watching out and keeping an eye on what's going on in the temple. See?
North of the temple. In the sun south of the temple.
Right. So I argue that they were not in shadow. They would not be in shadow. But there was something that overtopped the temple. I just want you to know that. It's important to know. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. Wings? Wings? We're talking about the wings of the temple. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. See this language? It's talking about fortresses.
Fortress,
Yeah, fortress. You will not fear the terror of the night or the arrow that flies by day. Who's watching? The Romans. The Romans are watching them. Nor will the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, or the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you make the Most High your dwelling, even the Lord who is my refuge, then no harm will befall you, no disaster will come near your tent. Ooh, tent. What is that a reference to?
The tabernacle.
The tabernacle. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, said the Lord, I will rescue Him. I will protect Him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call upon me, and I will answer Him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With his life long I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. There's nothing wrong with that quote. It's really true. But what's it talking about? We take this to be a messianic quote because of what the devil said. But this isn't a messianic quote, is it? It's talking about Israel. It's talking about all of Israel. It's not the king of Israel, but all of Israel. You can dig this out. I don't have time to mess with it too much. But Jesus, listen to this. Jesus, He gave His opinion. He gave His opinion. What did Jesus just do?
He came to a decision on His own.
Well, more than that. Who can give an opinion about Scripture?
God.
Jesus gave His opinion. It is also written, grapho, do not put the Lord your God to the test. Do you see this? He's out in the wilderness to be tested, right? Don't put the Lord your God to the test. Who just put the Lord your God to the test?
The devil.
The devil. Jesus isn't talking about him testing God. He's talking about Diablo testing whom? Christ. Do you see this? Because it was already established that He was the Son of God. The mouth of God spoke it. That point's proven. So the next point. Bang. Again. The devil takes him, and also there's another important point here. This is from Deuteronomy 10:22, and you should read the whole thing. By the way, the same context. In 10, I'll just read 10. When the Lord your God brings you into the land He swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Nature of Christ, remember Jacob, Abraham. Okay. He said, a land with large flourishing cities that you did not build. It goes on and on and on. And in 16 it says, do not test the Lord your God as you did at Massah. It says 15, for the Lord your God who is among you is a jealous God, and His anger will burn against you, and He will destroy you from the face of the land. Do not test. What is Jesus doing to that old devil?
Declaring war.
Yeah, he's threatening the devil. Because he just quoted something that the verse above it says, "For the Lord your God who is among you, is among you." Okay, look, got the picture. He's standing above the holy place, right? We've already established that he is the Son of God. And then he says, the quote is, "For the Lord your God who is among you," because where is God right now supposedly in the Jewish mindset? He's at the Holy of Holies. And where's Jesus? He's above the Holy of Holies, and he's standing there. "The Lord your God is among you is a jealous God, and his anger will burn against you, and he will destroy you from the face of the land." Then it says, "Do not test the Lord your God as you did at Massah. Be sure to keep the commands of the Lord your God and the stipulations and decrees he has given you." Do you notice that both quotes that Jesus Christ gave you, what was the main point of the quotes? Keep the commands. Both of them come from the Torah. Now, you can argue, and some scholars do, that what is Jesus saying is ascendant? What is ascendant? The law, the Torah is ascendant. Above what? Above the Psalms, above the Tanakh, above the scrolls. Do you see this? Now for Matthew, this is very important because Matthew is going to make this point more and more and more over and over again. But we can't miss it. We can't miss this point. Whether you agree, many scholars argue, I think quite effectively, that Jesus Christ is saying the Torah is ascendant. And I can't argue much with that point. I think that's well founded. But in any case, again, in 8, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world in their splendor. Listen what it says. "All this I will give you, if you will bow down," pipito. Remember? Fall on your face. Remember the words that were used by the wise men, the sorcerers? They wanted to pipito. They wanted to fall down on their faces, to proskineo, to kiss the way a dog licks his master's hand, and these are the exact words used here. To bow down and worship. To pateo, to fall down your face, and proskineo. So, to lick the hand like a dog licks the master. The exact same words used in this section with the sorcerers is used in this section. The devil insists on for the Christ. I think it is very important to note a couple of things here. Number one, well, let's see what Christ's answer is. Jesus legoed to him. Legoed to him. "Away from me, Satanas." You notice he didn't say, "Away from me, Diabolos." He said, "Away from me, Satanas." Why do you think he said that? Why didn't he say, "Away from me, Tester," or "Away from me, Diablos"? Why do you say, "Away from me, Satanas"?
What does Satanas mean?
Satanas is, that's a great question. Well, Satanas is borrowed from the Hebrew. So it's a borrowed word,